Not many people can see this part. No writing, no highlight reels, just preparation. That's because the season doesn't start at the track. It starts right here, behind the scenes. As you know from the last episode, right now is winter time, and that's one of our biggest challenges. You may even be able to see my breath as it's a little chilly here in the garage. We can control our preparation, and that's going to be a huge key. The season is won or lost right now, right here. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't been on track yet, and I haven't raced yet. But one thing I do know is what I've learned from the pros in any sport is preparation is number one. Most people don't get to see it. All they see on YouTube or Instagram is all the highlight reels. Well, I'm here to show you what it really looks like behind the scenes, and we're going to start today with preparation. All the small details that start your season are going to compound throughout the season. If you start off on the right foot, you're going to end on the right foot. If I'm serious about this goal, this stuff cannot be an option. Currently, I got the shop set up in studio mode. Not super efficient for working. So before I even get started, I'm going to go ahead and get us set up a little bit nicer, give myself some space to work, and see what I can't do. Mostly this garage has been used for cars. So I'm readjusting everything to account for actual riding dirt bikes. So let's see if we can make this work a little nicer. Maybe do something like this. As you see, I got my Pro sponsored Harbor Freight bike stand. Trying not to hit my car. There we go. Should be good enough. And then you can probably just angle this one. Almost like that. A little bit more space. There we go. That gives us just enough space to work around. So now I got this one pointed here. You can kind of work around it. Same thing with this one. And heater should still work. I'm gonna get started working on these things. First things first, just gonna start cleaning them. They never got cleaned properly the last time, and it shows. So I'm gonna start with just cleaning them up. We'll go from there. Alright, so we just pulled out the air filter on the Honda. As you can see, this is supposed to be yellow, like bright yellow, and this thing is pretty nasty. So I brought in a special friend of mine. His name's Will. He's actually going to do the hard work for me. Basically, all you need is a bucket, some good Dawn dish soap, and you're just going to get in there and just start scrubbing it until it comes clean. It takes some time. Just give it some patience. It will eventually come clean. In the future, I do plan on trying like actual filter cleaner, like Will suggested, but right now I don't have any, so I'm going to make do with what I've got. This one specifically has a cage on it, so he's very carefully pulling it off the cage without ripping it like I did. Just take your time, it'll come off.
Dirt bikes at all, because I think every dirt bike chain is O-ringless.
A lot of them come stock. I know these ones came stock with O-ring chains.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think the motocrossers do because they're motocrossers, but I don't know about all the other brands, but I know for a fact this one, I think they still do come with O-ring chains, which is weird.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, like for motocrossers, the thing with O-ringless chains is that you need to lube them more often because, again, there's metal on metal. For O-ring chains, they're a little bit wider and they have the rubber, right? The idea that you lube them is that you give the rubber more oil and then it keeps it fresh, keeps them from cracking and causing issues. If you have an O-ring chain fresh, it also helps keep your chain stay cool.
Okay, so we lube our chain to stay cool, guys. Let's see here.
Just take very slow in this. It's very important that you miss the first time. Then you let it settle. Now, common misconception is people overlube their chain a lot. What you're supposed to do afterwards is take your rag and just pat. Don't rub, just pat. Just to take up some of the excess. Because if you don't, then you get stuff like all the grease spilled up there, and then it flings everywhere. Oh yeah.
We got one more.
Oh, it's also very important that you fly where the chain is actually hitting the sprocket, not, the opposite side.
Now, something as simple as lubricating your chain, adjusting your chain, is a very small step that goes a long way. When you're out on the track, you only want to be able to focus on improving your line choice. There's so many things flying by second after second you got to stay focused on. And if you're worried about anything extra, mechanical, like a chain, that can be very, very dangerous, and that's the last thing you want to be worried about. So even something as simple as lubricating your chain to start the season is the peace of mind that I'm looking for to be able to focus as we go ahead through the season.
It looks pretty simple. It looks like we're just going to put the bracket like right here, and then put the tool right there.
Nice. So what Will is talking about there is setting up our sag. So we have this nifty little sag device. Let's see, where is it at? Oh, right here. So we have the sag, the slacker tool. So when you're starting to ride, especially when you start riding on the track, setting your sag is super important. As we make a mess. Will, do you know why setting our sag is important for riding on the track?
So for the sag, it adjusts your preload. And if you don't have the right preload, you're going to have different feedback and it's not going to be accurate. And the thing is, we can't just set your sag to one person. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It goes differently for different people. Different body weights, different sizes, and different preferences. Some of the professionals prefer to run a little bit more sag, like 110, so the back end sits a little bit deeper. But there are also professionals that don't like that because they feel like they have to hold on to the bike and they get arm pump faster. So the idea behind setting your sag is that it's going to help you understand what the bike is. It's going to make it more predictable, and it's going to make you feel comfortable and more confident on the bike, which means you're more focused on the track and not crashing.
Nice. Also helps with consistency, is that right?
Yes, it also does help with consistency because it's more predictable.
Nice.
So it's going to do more of the same thing over and over again, which is going to make the ride more predictable and more enjoyable.
Awesome. So it looks like he's starting to get that set up. There's a couple more things I still got to do here. Still need to oil the filters, got the chains lubed. Still got to clean the plastics, which that's not a big deal. It's pretty easy. Put that bike back together, and then I got to get all my gear on to set the sag. Is that right?
Yes. When you set your sag, you want everything to be the way that you would be riding it. So if you're riding with boots, knee pads, backpacks, helmets, you want to be fully geared out. at the maximum weight, because if you don't, then your weight versus you with your helmet and all your gear is going to be different. Typically, it's about 20 pounds different for most people.
All right, while he's getting that set up, I'm actually going to go grab my gear, go and get that put on so we can start setting up our sag and hopefully get ready. The reason we're not doing too much in terms of too much maintenance or preseason prep in terms of getting the bikes absolutely spotless like I normally do, or greasing the bearings or all that extra stuff. So I might have an opportunity to actually ride sooner than expected. With that being said, I'm not going to give away any details yet, but we should be able to get on a motorcycle sooner than expected. Stay tuned for that. All right, so Will's got everything set up here. Got the sag set, the tool set. As you can see, reading 0 with no weight on it, still on the stand. Prime effect, right?
Of course.
All right, Mr. Mechanic, you got me?
Yep, I got you. And just, if you typically stand more, stand up.
All right.
I'd say you're sitting at 121, 123 right now.
Huh.
So you're about 10 millimeters too high.
That's not horrible.
That's not horrible, no.
Can you get closer to that?
I was about to say, now you're sitting at 111. Yep, 121 seems to be your accurate. Go ahead and stand up. Actually, when you're standing, you're at a 111, which is just
111?
111. So you're like 1 millimeter. So this sag is almost perfect for your weight. So that's the reason why you want to, if you stand more, you want to take that into consideration. So
Yeah.
you check it while standing, and if you sit more, check it while sitting.
That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Really.
Yeah, no, I was about to say you're like 1 millimeter. There's a 1 millimeter a little bit over.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's nothing. So yeah.
Okay. So we'll just bring your
Make the preload a little bit stiffer just to compensate for that 1 millimeter, get you closer to 106, and get you in the sweet spot. No, don't do that. I want that to go left. Okay, it's moving both of them. That's not what we want, but that's okay.
So I'm looking for 106 on the sag is what I'm looking for. The reason I'm looking for 106 is because I was told by my master mechanic here 100 to 110, and I saw some guru online said 106. I don't know what I'm doing yet, so we're going to go with 106. Once I learn more about what I'm talking about, maybe that'll change, but baseline we'll go with 106. I've got everything in the plan.
And then just go ahead and stand up whenever you're ready. 104 is where 105.
105.
105 is right where we're at. 106 now. So yeah, you're bouncing right around that 105, 106 range.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, one down.
There you go.
All right, setting the sag on the old Sponda.
Okay.
Whoa, the old racing speed for now.
You can go ahead and stand. While standing, you're at 104.
104?
Yeah. That right there got up to 106. 106, 105. You're bouncing right around the same range that you were on the WR. So the sag's already set for you, bud.
Yeah, I said I'd probably just leave it then. So now
There you go.
Now we just gotta adjust the chains real quick and we'll be done. Cool.
Don't adjust your chain like this because it's not accurate, but that's actually pretty close. So. now it's all the way against the adjustment nuts,
Yeah.
so now it doesn't actually.
Nice. Alright, we got a few things done here that we needed to get done before the start of the season. We got our air filters all cleaned and properly lubricated afterwards. We got our chains all cleaned and also lubricated and properly adjusted for the motorcycles. We've got our sag set properly for the beginning of the year. We'll probably make some more changes as the year progresses to the entire suspension setup, but we don't have any data to go off of for a baseline, so we're going to leave everything stock, get the sag set to where it should be stock, and then we'll make improvements throughout the year, and we get the bikes all cleaned up and ready to go. The year starts here. Riding will come next week, but the foundation starts here. This is Road to AMA Pro, built, not born.